Okay, so you're ready to get things done. And you send us a ton of info about paper planner layouts, daily, weekly, monthly, even a brain dump section.
Mm.
Clearly, you're looking for the E-system to organize that brilliant mind of yours. I love it. What's so fascinating is that in this digital age, paper planners are making a huge comeback.
It's true. There's something about pen and paper that just feels more grounded and intentional. Wouldn't you say? It's like
Yeah.
giving your brain permission to slow down and really connect with your thoughts and plans.
Totally. And you sent over this super interesting article called 10 Innovative Paper Planner Layouts for Business Professionals. So let's dive into these layouts and figure out which ones might be your perfect match for conquering that to-do list. A&D, boosting your overall productivity.
Sounds like a plan. Let's start with the classic layouts. Daily, weekly, and monthly. Each caters to a different planning style and offers unique benefits.
Okay, so tell me about these personalities. What's the difference between the daily, weekly, and monthly layouts?
Think of the daily layout as your hyper-focused workhorse. It's all about laser focus on the day's tasks, appointments, and anything else that comes up. If you thrive on checking things off your list and feeling that sense of accomplishment each day, the daily layout might be your best friend.
That makes sense. It's like putting on blinders, so you can really zero in on what needs to get done today. So then, the weekly layout would be for the person who likes to see how it all fits together.
Exactly. The weekly layout is your strategic planner, giving you that broader perspective of the week ahead. You can see how everything fits together. Like, okay, Monday's packed with meetings, so I'll block out Tuesday afternoon for deep work. Research actually shows that a well-planned week can increase productivity by 25%. That's like getting an extra day's worth of work done each week, just by planning strategically.
Wow, that's a game changer. No wonder weekly layouts are so popular.
Yeah,
Okay, so what about the monthly layout? That feels like a totally different approach.
it is. The monthly layout is your big picture visionary. It gives you that bird's eye view of the entire month, perfect for tracking deadlines, big events, and those key milestones. It's less about the nitty-gritty details and more about seeing those major landmarks on the horizon.
I see. So it's about strategizing
Yeah.
and allocating your time and energy more effectively because you can see those busy periods coming in advance.
Exactly. And to make it even more visual, you could use different colors to highlight certain things, for instance. You could mark deadlines in red to easily spot potential bottlenecks.
Yeah.
Now, on top of these core layouts, things get even more interesting with specialty layouts, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. These are where paper planners really shine.
Right.
They go beyond basic scheduling
Yeah.
and offer these fantastic tools for capturing ideas, tracking goals, and even managing your finances. I'm particularly intrigued by the brain dump layout. It's like a pressure valve for your mind.
It really is. It's a designated space where you can just let all those thoughts, ideas, and random musings flow out onto the paper without judgment or structure. And you know, it's fascinating. Even just 5 minutes of this free-flowing brainstorming can spark serious creativity.
That makes sense because our brains are constantly processing so much information. This gives you a place to catch those fleeting insights before they disappear. Tell me more about these other specialty layouts.
Well, you have project planning layouts, which are a must-have for anyone juggling multiple projects. They provide a structured framework for defining goals, setting timelines, breaking down tasks, and assigning responsibilities. It's like having a mini project manager built right into your planner. And then there are goal-setting layouts. These help you translate those big, ambitious goals into smaller, actionable steps, making the process less daunting and more achievable.
I love that. It's all about making those goals feel less overwhelming and more attainable. What else is there?
Habit trackers are incredibly popular. They provide a visual representation of your progress in building those positive habits, whether it's exercising regularly, drinking enough water, or meditating daily. Seeing those little boxes checked off can be a powerful motivator.
It's like getting a gold star for good behavior. And of course, we can't forget about money. Tell me about those expense tracker layouts.
These are fantastic for keeping your finances in check. You can monitor your income, track your spending, and even create a budget all within your planner.
That's a great idea. Keeping track of where your money goes can lead to more mindful spending and less financial stress.
Absolutely. And then we have meeting notes layouts. For anyone who spends a lot of time in meetings, these provide a dedicated space for documenting key points, decisions, and those all-important follow-up actions.
Okay, so far we've got layouts for capturing thoughts, managing projects, setting goals, tracking habits, keeping an eye on expenses, and making sure meetings are productive. That's incredible. What else is there?
We have reflection and review layouts, which are often overlooked, but incredibly valuable. They encourage you to regularly assess your progress, reflect on your successes and challenges, and identify key lessons learned.
I love this. It's so important to take a step back
That
and gain perspective on your journey. So we've covered a lot of ground here, talking about all these different layouts. But what's the key takeaway?
The biggest takeaway is that paper planners are so much more than just a place to jot down appointments. They can be powerful tools for organizing your thoughts,
Yeah.
managing your time, tracking your progress, and even boosting your creativity.
And the beauty is that you get to personalize it all to fit your unique needs and preferences.
That's what makes paper planners so special. They're not one-size-fits-all solutions. They're blank canvases waiting for you to create the perfect planning system for your life.
So we've explored all these amazing layouts, but the real magic happens when you start experimenting and find what works best for you. And that brings us to the next part of our deep dive, choosing the perfect planner. Because let's face it, walking into a store to pick out a planner can feel like walking into a candy store. For productivity enthusiasts, there are so many colors, sizes, formats, and features. How do you even begin to narrow it down?
It can definitely feel overwhelming. I think the first step is to get really clear on your personal planning style and preferences. Ask yourself, what are my goals for using a planner? What kind of layout resonates most with me? Do I prefer a minimalist design or something more visually stimulating?
It's like choosing the right outfit for an occasion. You wouldn't wear a ball gown to a hiking trip.
Right.
Similarly, you want a planner that aligns with your lifestyle and planning needs.
I love that analogy. It's so true. So let's break down some key factors to consider when choosing a planner. First up, size and portability. Do you need a planner that can easily slip into your bag or briefcase? Or do you prefer a larger format that can accommodate more detailed notes and schedules?
This is a big one for me. I'm always on the go, so I need a planner that's compact enough to carry with me everywhere, but still has enough space for my daily to-do list and appointments. I've definitely run into that problem before, where my planner is just too big to be practical. What about you? What size planner do you use?
For me, I actually prefer to have separate planners for work and personal life. That way, I can keep things organized and focused. I have a smaller pocket-sized planner for work that I carry with me everywhere, and then a larger, more detailed planner for personal use. That stays at home. It's all about finding what works best for you. There's no right or wrong answer.
So true. So we've got size and portability. What else is there to consider?
Binding and durability are also important factors. Do you prefer a spiral-bound planner that lays flat, or a more traditional bound planner that feels sturdier and more professional? Think about how much wear and tear your planner will endure if you're constantly tossing it in your bag or using it in challenging environments. You'll want a planner with a durable cover and high-quality paper that can withstand the elements.
Oh yeah, I've learned that lesson the hard way. I used to have this beautiful planner with a flimsy cover,
Yeah.
and I got so beat up after just a few months. Now I always go for something sturdier. Speaking of which, paper quality is another big one.
Right.
What should we be looking for there?
Absolutely. Paper quality can make a huge difference in your planning experience. Some papers are smoother and better for fountain pens, while others are more textured and better for pencils or gel pens. And if you're someone who likes to use highlighters, you'll want to make sure the paper is thick enough to prevent bleed through. Nothing's worse than having all that ink bleed through and make a mess of your beautiful layouts.
You're telling me. I used to love using highlighters in my planner, but I had to switch to a thicker paper because the bleed-through was driving me crazy. I hadn't even thought about how the type of pen you use can affect that as well. It's all about finding a paper that feels good to write on and enhances your planning experience.
Exactly. And then, of course, there are all those extra features and add-ons that some planners offer, like pockets for storing loose papers, bookmarks, and even stickers.
Oh, the stickers. I have to admit, I'm a sucker for a good planner sticker. They can add a touch of personality and fun to your planner, plus they can be really helpful for visual organization.
Some planners even come with built-in habit trackers, goal-setting sections, and gratitude prompts.
Wow, that's incredible. It's like having a personal toolkit for self-improvement right there in your planner.
And we can't forget about aesthetics. Do you prefer a minimalist design with clean lines and neutral colors, or something more vibrant and visually stimulating?
I think this is where personal preference really comes in. Some people love planners that are like works of art, with intricate designs and inspiring quotes on every page. Others prefer something more simple and functional.
It's about finding a planner that speaks to your personal style and makes you feel good every time you open it.
So true. But with all these options, how do you actually make the right choice? It can be so overwhelming. Do you have any tips for navigating the sea of planner possibilities?
Of course. Here are a few tips that might help. First, do your research. Browse online stores, visit local bookstores, and check out reviews from other planner enthusiasts. Seeing what other people like and dislike can be really helpful in narrowing down your choices.
That's a great idea. It's like getting advice from a friend who's already been through the process. What else?
Second, consider your budget. Planners can range in price from a few dollars to over 100, so set a realistic budget before you start shopping.
That's a good point. It's easy to get carried away
Yeah.
when you see all those beautiful planners. But it's important to stay within your budget. I've definitely been guilty of overspending on planners in the past. What other tips do you have?
Third, think about your lifestyle and planning needs. If you're a busy professional who's always on the go, a compact and durable planner might be your best bet. But if you're a student or someone who prefers a more creative approach to planning, a larger planner with lots of space for notes and customization might be more suitable. It's about matching the planner to your unique circumstances.
I see. So you're saying it's not just about finding the prettiest planner. It's about finding the planner that will actually work for your specific needs and lifestyle.
Exactly. Fourth, try before you buy, if possible. Visit a store where you can physically flip through different planners and get a feel for their size, paper quality, and overall design.
I love this tip. Sometimes that tactile experience can make all the difference in helping you make a decision. There's nothing like actually holding the planner in your hand
Hi.
and feeling the paper. What's your last tip?
My last tip is to trust your gut instinct. If a particular planner speaks to you, go for it. Even if it doesn't tick all the boxes on your list, if it makes you feel excited and motivated to use it, that's a good sign.
That's such great advice. It's like that feeling you get when you find the perfect pair of shoes. They just feel right. So now that you've chosen your perfect planner, what's next? Now comes the fun part.
Right. Setting up that beautiful new planner for success. We've got the perfect planner. It's time to make it truly ours.
Absolutely. A planner is only as good as the system you create around it. It's not just about having a pretty notebook. It's about turning it into a powerful tool. That helps you reach those goals and live a more fulfilling life.
Okay. So where do we start?
Let's talk about personalization. This is your space, so make your own. Use colorful pens, highlighters, stickers, washi tape, whatever brings you joy and helps you visualize your plans and goals. You know, I used to struggle with visual clutter in my planner. Too much information crammed into one space. Then I tried color coding. And wow, what a difference. Now I use blue for work, green for personal appointments, and red for urgent deadlines.
That's a great example of how a simple change can make a big impact. It helps your eye quickly scan the page and prioritize tasks. And speaking of those specialty layouts we talked about earlier, don't forget to dedicate space for them, whether it's a page for goals, a habit tracker, or brain dump section for those random ideas that pop up throughout the day. It's about making your planner work for you.
It's like building your own customized command center. I love that. Now, about those effective planning routines, when's the best time to actually sit down with your planner?
I'm a big advocate for starting each day with a quick planning session. Even just 5 or 10 minutes can make a world of difference. It helps set intentions for the day, prioritize those tasks, and feel more focused and in control.
Oh, I totally agree. It's like a mental warm-up.
Yeah.
Before diving into the day's activities, what about those weekly check-ins we talked about?
Those are key for staying on track. It's a chance to review your progress, make any adjustments, and celebrate any wins. Consistency is key when it comes to planning.
I like to do my weekly review every Sunday evening. It's a chance for me to reflect on the past week, plan for the week ahead, and make sure my priorities are aligned with my goals. Now, how do we make sure we're using our planners to actually boost productivity? Any tips for staying focused and avoiding that feeling of overwhelm?
Of course. First, remember to break those large tasks down into smaller, more manageable steps. This makes them feel less daunting and more achievable.
It's so true. It's like climbing a mountain one step at a time. Overwhelm can really be a productivity killer.
Another helpful tip is to use time blocking. Allocate specific chunks of time for different tasks. It's like creating a roadmap for your day and helps avoid distractions.
Time blocking is a game changer. It ensures you have dedicated time for both deep work and those smaller administrative tasks that can easily pile up. Okay, so we've broken down large tasks. We're using time blocking. What's next?
Prioritize ruthlessly. Not everything on your to-do list is equally important. Focus on those tasks that will make the biggest impact. I find the Eisenhower matrix helpful for this. You categorize tasks by urgency and importance, so you can tackle the most crucial ones first.
Ooh, I haven't heard of the Eisenhower matrix. I'll have to check that out. And one last thing. We can't forget about breaks and downtime.
Right. Absolutely. Scheduling breaks is essential. for maintaining energy and focus throughout the day. Think of it as hitting the reset button on your brain, allowing you to come back to your tasks refreshed and ready to tackle the next challenge.
So true. We've covered so much ground in this deep dive, from exploring those different layouts to finding the perfect planner and creating effective routines. It's clear that paper planners are more than just schedules. They can truly be powerful tools for personal growth and productivity.
It's been a pleasure diving into this topic with you. Remember, the most effective planning system is the one you'll actually use consistently and enjoy using. So experiment, find what works for you, and have fun with it.
And if you have any questions or discover some brilliant planning hacks along the way, we'd love to hear from you. Happy planning.